Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. Do you find yourself giving more than you receive? If so, what is it that compels you to give more and not open yourself up to receive? Here's a misnomer. A lot of people believe that you have to give, and not receive because receiving means you're being selfish. When in fact, giving and receiving is exactly the same thing. It's actually a karmic cycle. Were you aware of that? I just learned it myself. The cool things I just learned is that giving and receiving are the same thing. That you absolutely have to give, right? But give from love, give from your heart, with no expectations of receiving anything, right? However, you have to be open to receiving at the same time. And a lot of people have difficulties with that. I'm not sure why that is, but I was the same way. In my past, I always gave, and I never didn't think that I was doing it with the expectations of getting something back for it, right? But looking back on it now, yeah, a lot of the things that I did, out of love, you know, was more of, I was expecting to receive something, but we were always taught you have to give, be charitable, and that's all good and fine and well. But it's how you're giving and how you're choosing to give that really puts a beautiful energy to that gift for somebody else to receive. And if you're just giving just so that somebody else can see you in a certain light or gain favor with somebody, or just to put yourself on a pedestal, looks like, look how charitable I am, I'm such a giver, or even to be a martyr, or I never get anything back, right? Do you fall into any of those categories? Because I sure did. But the truth is, the giving, and you have to give wholeheartedly, will bring you so many beautiful things that you have to be open to receive. It's a cycle. It's a karmic cycle. So let's say you see somebody in the street that you just feel compelled from your heart to give the last $10 in your pocket, and that's beautiful. And you just give it to them and walk away. God bless them. And it's not about fulfillment. It's not about feeling the need to do it. Just you just did it in the moment. So now, somewhere along the line, that karmic circle is going to come back and offer you something to receive. Now, through this karmic cycle, you can incur karmic debt by not receiving. Did you know that? That was news to me, and I learned that in the Awakened Academy. So I'm grateful for that. If want to know more, just www.awakenedacademy.com for more information. But I'm not here to push the academy, but it certainly has opened my eyes to this reality. It really is a karmic cycle. So, say for example, somebody wants to do something for you, and you're not used to receiving, and you push it away, like no, no, thanks, I'm good, right? And it was with coming from that person's heart, with love towards you. Since you've pushed that away and not allowed yourself to receive that beautiful gift that somebody else was trying to give you out of the goodness of their heart, you've created a karmic debt for that person. So receiving is not selfish. Receiving is you acknowledging that that person's giving from their heart. You're going to receive it from your heart, and you're going to continue that beautiful karmic cycle. However, if you don't receive that, or if somebody doesn't receive your gift that you're giving from your heart and soul with no conditions, no strings attached, that person's creating a karmic debt for you. somewhere along the line, that debt's going to stay with you. And it's not that you feel you have to give it away, but your soul wants you to give it away. And with that person not receiving it, they put a block there, and that's creating some karma in your life. Now you say, well, I went to give it and they didn't receive it, so how does that make me responsible? Why am I in, karmic debt? That's just the law of attraction, the law of give and take, because you're not taking, you're receiving. So it's not give and take, it's give and receive, and give and be open to receiving. So just food for thought. When you're in a situation where you're a giver and you're giving, make sure you're giving from the heart. Make sure it's you're not creating a karmic debt for somebody else, right, who won't receive it from you. Because if you're giving it from your heart, they'll receive it with love and the intention with which you're giving it to them. And then there's no karmic debt for either of you, right? You're both free and clear. You're giving, you're receiving, and then you're receiving and then giving. It's beautiful, and it's so simple. But yet, we block ourselves in every now moment. Why? Who knows? Lots of things. You know, how you were taught, how you were raised, to be always the giver and never expect anything back, right? And that's a good thing. Don't expect anything back. But if somebody's giving to you, receive it, because that completes that karmic cycle for both of you and doesn't leave either of you with a karmic debt that's now somehow you're carrying around that you have to release again. But it's easy enough to get rid of that karmic debt, right? By giving lovingly, unselfishly, willingly and freely, and by receiving in the same way, lovingly, willingly, unselfishly. It's all good. And this is a real law of attraction that nobody really talks about. You know, law of attraction says that you have to put it out to the universe, your frequency, right? And you have to. You have to do that too. Creating vision boards is a good way to do that. Journaling, writing what it is that you want in your life down, right? And encapsulating the feeling, how that makes you feel. Keep it in there, keep it in your thoughts. Act as if you're already living it, right? That sends a frequency and the vibrations to the universe, so the universe knows that you're serious. The next thing you have to do is to take steps towards that, right? I took a big step today. I'm intending to be debt free, which is something that we all want to be, is debt free, I believe. But I choose not to be a slave to debt anymore. And whether you realize it or not, we are slaves to debt. And somebody intended for us to always be debt slaves because it keeps us controlled. It makes sales go up. There's lots of reasons. They're not bad, but I choose not to be a debt slave anymore. I am not in alignment with that anymore. And my soul sees it and is bringing it up very clearly for me. So, I had a few more payments left on my car. I've been paying it for a while now. And the other day I just said, I'm just going to pay it. I'm not going to worry about the money in the bank account anymore. But I don't want that debt over my head any longer. So I eliminated that debt. And that's me showing the universe that I'm serious about being debt free. I'm going to take those steps, even if, I have to cut something out for the next month or so that I can't do, or I can't have, right? Because getting rid of that debt and releasing debt slavery, that karmic debt, is the best thing I could have ever given myself. So I'm completing my own karmic debt cycle of receiving and giving. I gave to that whoever is holding the note on that car the money that I in turn receive ownership of that car. So there you go again. That's the give and receive. So see how we really don't think of these things. And It's these little things that are really going to make a difference in our lives. And we don't even know that we're carrying these things or that we're doing these things. You know, you always give not expecting to receive, which is a good thing. But then when somebody wants to give to you, you don't receive it. That's where the karmic debt comes into play, whether you know it or not. And it's time to become aware of these little things. It really is. They're making my life so much better. And, we're always big picture. See the big picture, take care of this first, that. No, it's the baby steps, folks. Take the baby steps. Take a billion baby steps if that's what it's going to take. But know that in the long run, you're going to get what you want if you start taking the steps towards it and start recognizing the things that are holding you back and actively seeking to change them, taking a baby step towards it, right? Still holding it in your heart, putting it to the universe. That's all the law of attraction. But don't forget that karmic debt. Release everything, folks. It really comes down to just believing what you believe. Forget about what's outside of you, what's happening outside of you, all the narratives, the movie, all of that's being created to keep you in some kind of karmic debt. So recognize that it's actually happening, and only you can get yourself out of there. Only you can stop your karmic cycle. Nobody else. Nobody else. So start by giving with love and gratitude, and just because, with no attachments and no agendas, right? But also be available to receive the same from other people or other situations, you know, and you're going to find yourself so much happier. you know it's a simple life. Allow it to be simple. Don't have to complicate it. People don't drive you crazy if you don't give them the keys, right? So don't give away your keys to your life, to your sanity, to your happiness, to your joy, to your wealth. It's time to stop the karmic cycle, and only you can do it. Take your keys back, folks, and have an amazing day. If you're in this karmic cycle that seems endless, like a hamster wheel, and you just don't know how to get yourself out of it, I am a spiritual transformation life coach. The link to my website is down below. Hit me up for a free 30-minute decompression session where we'll figure out what it is that you need to look at more closely and take a baby step towards releasing it and being open to give and to receive, to eliminate one karmic debt at a time. You are worth it, aren't you? If you like the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm truly grateful for it. And thank you for spending a few minutes with me.